Jim,
Hey.
welcome home.
Thanks.
I'm really happy for you and your family.
Thanks. Hey, listen, I'm sorry for what you're going through.
Yeah, well, looks like Todd's gonna take your place in Statesville. But unlike you, I think he's gonna be there for a while. Excuse me. Hey, Italian.
Blair. What can I get for you?
I'll take something that'll make the hurting go away, please.
You went to the lake with the intention of killing Margaret Cochran.
Yes.
Mr. Manning, can you describe what happened when you and Margaret did get together that night?
Yes. Well, as I say, I went there with the intention of killing her, to end the threat she had posed to my family. So I brought a gun. Margaret, probably suspecting that I was up to something, also brought a gun, which she pulled on me when I got there. Although I was able to get the advantage, pull my gun on her, and force her to throw it down. Then some campers came by, and they distracted me, asked me some questions. I turned around to talk to them, and Margaret saw her chance, and she grabbed that branch, hit me over the head with it.
Opening up a wound in the process.
Yeah, I got a pretty good gash.
The wound, of course, explains the blood on the branch.
Yeah.
What happened next?
Margaret thought it would be a good idea for us to talk, to get things out in the open. And she said she wanted to be completely alone. I agreed. She saw a lake, she saw an island, a little island out on the lake. And so we found a little boat, and we rowed towards the island.
And did you get everything out in the open?
Yes, I said to her that I could never be with her.
And how did she respond to that?
Not well. She didn't believe me. She refused to believe me.
What are you
So
doing?
I started rocking the boat.
Why did you do that? I mean, you had to know that it might be dangerous, that she might lose her balance.
Yes, that was the point. I wanted her to lose her balance. I was going to push her in. But I couldn't.
You brought me out here to kill me and to kill my baby.
I don't know.
God, this has all been for nothing.
Let's just roll back to shore.
You couldn't what, Mr. Manning?
I couldn't kill an innocent child.
What happened next?
Well, I was gonna roll us back to shore, but
Oh my God, I've been so foolish.
Goodbye, Todd. I will always love you.
she said goodbye, Todd, and
And what, you rowed back to shore?
no, I jumped in after her. She had previously told me that she couldn't swim. She didn't know how to swim. So I jumped in. I thought she was going to drown. And so I dove in, and I looked around underwater as long as I could before I drowned myself. And but it was just so dark, and I had to give up.
Mr. Manning, the cause of death was strangulation. And are you now telling us that you believe Margaret's death was an accident?
Well, I don't know. I don't. All I know is that I did not kill her.
Thank you, Mr. Manning. No further questions at this time. Your witness.
You drink?
Oh. Right.
You were somewhere else.
I was just thinking about how I met the love of my life once right here in this. Well, here's to forgetting. I certainly pray to God you made this strong enough.
I submit, Mr. Manning, that you used this ad to lure Margaret Cochran to you.
Yes.
Then the testimony you gave was false.
No. I used the ad to lure Margaret to me. Going to the lake with her, I did.
So you say.
Well, that's the truth.
Let's move on. You also told this court that Margaret couldn't swim.
That's right. That's what she told me.
But in point of fact, she could, so your testimony in that regard was also false.
No.
Margaret Cochran was an excellent swimmer, a champion. What could she possibly have to gain by telling you otherwise?
Objection calls for speculation.
Sustained.
Could it be that you concocted this notion that Margaret couldn't swim just to support your story?
I object, Your
Have you ever perjured yourself, Mr. Manning?
Objection irrelevant.
Withdrawn. No further questions.
Ms. Williamson, redirect.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Manning, after you swam to shore that night, why didn't you tell anybody what happened?
I didn't tell the police because I didn't think they would believe me. And I didn't want to go to jail. Not because I'm afraid of jail, but because I couldn't do that to my family. I couldn't leave my fiance alone. I couldn't leave my children without a father. I didn't tell anybody because really for the same reason that I couldn't go through with killing Margaret, because I didn't want to be that person in the eyes of my family. But I swear on my love for my family, on my love for my children and my wife, that I didn't kill this woman.
Thank you. The defense rests.